What am I telling my clients to buy? Every time I sit down with a client, we discuss a few different things, and usually it ends up in me having to direct them in a certain way. And every client that has a budget, which is over 2 million dirhams, I'm telling them, let's look at townhouses and villas. Why am I doing that? We're going to get into that in this video. So if you learn something in this video, as soon as you learn something, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. And also, please don't forget to subscribe. Now, without further ado, let me take you straight into the video. For those of you who are new here, my name is Gino Forte. I'm an Irish real estate agent here in Dubai, and I sell off-plan properties. I work for the #1 company in Dubai, Strada, and we have a new build team of 30 people that are out here looking for the best deals for our clients. So I specifically specialize in helping people overseas purchase properties here in Dubai. Just by look, a lot of my clients happen to come through social media. They're probably just like you, sitting back in Ireland, the UK, the US, Singapore, somewhere like that, thinking this market isn't working for me, I want to invest. And you see a fast moving market here. But let me explain to you why people are making money here. Why, that's basically what this whole channel is about. Why do people invest here? Why are they making money here? And why does it make so much sense? In other videos, I talk about the tax benefits, I talk about the market, I talk about all these other things. But in this video specifically, I'm going to tell you why I tell people to buy townhouses and villas. So the #1 reason is the lack of supply. This might seem very basic, but by 2029, so over the next 4 years, we're expecting around 900,000 units to be handed over from off-plan to secondary market. So what does that mean? What consists of a unit? That is an apartment, that is a commercial space, that is a townhouse, and that is a villa. Now, if you're new to the market here, what is a villa and what is a townhouse? In the UK and Ireland, when we think about a townhouse, we think about a terraced home. In Dubai, let me explain to you exactly what a townhouse is and what a villa is. It's very, very simple. A villa is a detached house. A townhouse is either semi-detached or attached. That's how easy it is to break down. It's a little bit different to how we do things back home, but that is how it's done here. So out of these 900,000 units that are going to hand over, less than 15% of them are going to be townhouses, and less than 5% of them are going to be villas. On the flip side of that, the average people per home in Dubai is actually 5 people. And as you know, if you're from the UK and you're relocating to Dubai with a family, you're probably used to a home. You're probably used to a house, not an apartment. So you're going to be looking for the same thing here, and the supply right now just isn't there. So for all these people, and especially these millionaires moving from the likes of the UK, Germany, all these places to Dubai, they are looking for houses, not apartments. So this does not mean the apartment market is dead, by the way. This just means this is where the demand is. So you can buy a townhouse or you can buy a villa. You can starting price for a townhouse really is around 2.5 million dirhams, and I have got some amazing examples coming up in the next 4 weeks where you can get into a townhouse for about 2.5 million dirhams on a 50-50 payment plan, 75-35 payment plan, lots of different options. I'm happy to sit a meeting with you and talk you through them. Price per square foot anywhere from 1,100 to 1,500 per square foot dirhams, which is really, really good and is going to show some really, really good returns come handover. But maybe you're just thinking about moving here in the next few years and you're thinking, well, I definitely would want a home, a house. I keep calling it a home. I definitely would want a house. You could consider right now purchasing into an off plan, paying it on a interest-free payment plan, and then by the time you move here, maybe your house will be just nearly ready. And to speak just a little bit more on this demand, we've had in the last 12 months over 200,000 new residents register here in Dubai, and only about 30,000 properties have handed over. So as you can see, the supply is not reaching the level of demand. So this is why, well, one reason I'm telling people to move towards townhouse and villa investments, because that is what there's a lack of. It's very simple, supply versus demand. #2, the second reason why I think it's really, really good to buy these things is the capital appreciation. Everyone understands when you're investing in property, it's pretty simple. You've got a price per square foot and you've got a square foot of the property. If the average price per square foot in that area grows by, let's say, 500 dirhams, you will earn 500 dirhams per square foot. And the larger your square footage is, the more profit you will make. It's very, very simple maths. The capital appreciation tends to be in these larger properties. Now, you do have to be careful when you're picking your property. Be careful about location. You have to look out for plot size, you have to look out for the layouts, you have to look out for the developer, all the same stuff you would with an apartment. Like when you're buying an apartment, a lot of people don't want a first floor, they don't want a podium level. The same way in a villa community or a townhouse, you may not want near the electricity box. Everyone has their different preferences. It also depends on your budget. Ideally, everyone wants the best plot, you know, right on the water, right on the lagoon, right on the park, whatever it might be, but it's not always available. Some popular areas which have handed over in the last 12 months and people have seen some really good appreciation is Arabian Ranches 3, Talal Al Gaf, just to name a few. And then some off-plan options that are really interested in looking into is maybe the Mac Islands, the Valleys, Emar Oasis, District 11, where I sold recently a villa, a Karl Lagerfeld villa, a 6-bed for 21.83 million, and the exit price is really interesting. So if you're interested in knowing more about that and you are in that budget of that 20 million mark, please message me and I'll tell you the strategy for investment there. We can get you some really flexible payment plans. But that leads me very easily to my next section. My next section is payment plans, and I'm probably going to talk about this in nearly every video, but I'm going to sing this until the cows come home. Payment plans are very unique. They're not something you have in every country, and they are something you can take really good advantage of. I have seen villas sell on payment plans 30/70, 40/60. What does that mean? That means you pay 30% during construction, and when the property is ready, you've got a 70% payment to make, which you can then mortgage and also pull some of the profit out of the property. This is a really smart way of investing. It's a really smart way of leveraging your money so that you can have a larger property with a smaller sum of money you put in. Also, if you're purely thinking about investment, it's the perfect way to leverage your money so that you get a higher return and you're putting in less money but making the same amount of profit. So again, I keep stressing it. Please set a meeting with me if you're interested in learning more about this. This video is just to give you a base. I will go into far more detail on a call, which you can book down below, or send me a WhatsApp and we'll organize a time that suits us both. At the end of the day, this market isn't just for investors, which is why I'm talking a little bit about the end user here. Now, it is rare for me to deal with end users, and it is rare for me to speak about off-plan to end users, but some people, especially if you're a business owner in the UK and you're planning your move here, maybe you do have a 3-year plan, and maybe buying something off plan, as I've already said, buying a villa or an apartment off plan, it's going to be ready in a couple of years, makes sense to you. And also, if you're already here, maybe renting for a year or two while waiting for your off plan villa to hand over, because of the price you're getting your villa at, maybe that rent just outweighs, so like it's worth it to rent for 2 years for the amount of profit you'll make or the amount of equity you'll have in the home if you buy it off plan. So it's something to consider. It's not always the best idea to just buy something ready because you need somewhere to live. Maybe it makes a little bit more sense to buy something off plan, wait a couple of years and just rent somewhere maybe just a little bit smaller for a couple of years while you wait for your new place to be ready. Also, when you're investing in new communities, the likes of Emar and Damac, learn from their mistakes. They're constantly improving their communities. Now, they will always tell you and they'll always announce their next best thing, but of course, like anything, everything gets better. Your phone gets better, your car gets better, you improve with time. These developers are improving every single year. They're making better roads in and out, they're having better layouts, they're having better amenities, and each launch is going to get better and better. But you have to remember, you're buying something now that will hand over in 4 years time, but in 4 years time they'll probably have a new launch, but it will still be 4 years away. So your investment is safe. You will see returns when you buy townhouses and villas purely because of demand. And I know this video sounds like I'm repeating myself a lot, but I'm trying to just nail it in there. I think it's super important to realize it's easy to buy properties, it's easy to buy multiple studio apartments, and you're guaranteed these rental returns. But if you really want to make some big money and you want to really get that capital appreciation in, off-plan villas and townhouses are the future here in Dubai. Who am I trying to speak to today? I'm speaking to two people. I'm speaking to investors and I'm speaking to end users that have a budget starting at 2.5 million dirhams plus. Now, you do not need to be liquid 2.5 million in order to purchase this property. If you buy an off-plan property with me today for 2.5 million, you will need roughly about 24% upfront. That will be your down payment, and then depending on your payment plan, as I said, some places, some developers are offering 30/70, 40/60, some of the other developers are on like 60/40s, whatever it might be. That percentage that comes first is the amount of the 2.5 you would need in order to get that property to construction date. So that's kind of how liquid you'll need to be. Even less liquid if you feel like you're confident on your income, if you've got a high salary job and you know exactly how much you're going to be getting paid every single month, then you can obviously leverage even a little bit more. But that's who I'm reaching out to. I'm reaching out to people who want to make capital appreciation, or people who are looking to relocate their families here with a starting budget of 2.5 million all the way up to 40, 50, 60 million. I've got options for everyone, and I will only pitch you options that make sense, both locality wise, where they're located, what community they're in, but also figures wise. You will not turn around to me at any pitch and say, well, Gino, that sounds expensive, because I will show you only projects and products that I think are fairly priced, and some that are even underpriced in my opinion. Now, if you're interested in investing in something off plan, or if you're looking to get into the market at all here in Dubai, please book a consultation call with me. I've got a 30-minute call slot down in the description below, or just send me a WhatsApp and we can discuss further and organize an in-person meeting. I'm going to be back in Ireland for the first weekend of July, hosting an event on July 5th in Ballsbridge Harbour Park Hotel. There is €1 tickets for sale in the description. We are 75% sold out. This event is probably going to sell out within the first couple of weeks of June. So if you haven't got your ticket yet and you're going to be in Dublin, you're interested in investing, but you just want to meet in person and talk about it, please book your ticket down below. If you cannot make the event but you're in Ireland that weekend or the following week, please message me and we'll try to organize an in-person meeting. I'm also going to be in London the following weekend, catching up with some of my clients and some of my friends, so I'll be around then there too. Otherwise, thank you so much for getting into this video. If you've learned something, please like the video. It helps me a lot. Leave a comment down below. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like me to cover in a video, leave it in the comments. Otherwise, subscribe. Have a great day and we'll see you in the next one.